Hey y'all, Tyborg here. Today, what I want to do is walk through Thrill the Fight 2's latest update to PTC. So, what is PTC? For those of you who are not aware, it is the public test channel. What that means is it's a special version of the game that the devs push changes to in order to get early feedback and test things before pushing it to live. So it's a public test, not a private test, so everybody has access to it. All you have to do is switch over to this different version of the game, this test version of the game, and then you have access and you can test and give feedback, and based on that feedback, the devs decide what they need to tweak before they move the change over to live. So what I want to do is first show you how you can get into public test if you do want to start testing things before they go live. I'm going to read through these patch notes so you can see what the changes are here, because this is a big update. They've been working for a while on this one, and there's a lot of stuff here. And then I'm going to do a little dummy testing to show you some of the new damage system changes. And then I'm going to do a quick fight on PTC so you can see what this looks like in action. So, first, how do you get into PTC? Okay, so this is actually really simple. So, all you have to do is you go to your app library. You go to the Thrill of the Fight. If I can find my applications. Here we go. There's a little dot in the corner. You go to settings, and then you'll see installed version information, release channels, and when you hit release channels, you'll see a public test option. You switch to that, and then you go re-download the game, and you'll be able to switch over to public test. So that's how you do that. If you want to leave feedback for public test, you can go to the Discord. There's special channels in the Discord for feedback on the public test. But let's go ahead and actually look at what's in this change. What could be coming to live soon. So, significant changes to combat mechanics. Body effort system. So, this says a whole lot of stuff here. But the important thing is punches now require more effort, which should make exploit punches less effective. There's damage caps for exploit punches, so basically you need to get this body effort in order to go over that damage cap, otherwise you're capped at some small amount. And then this tells you kind of some ways that you can try to get more body effort, which is just basically the kind of stuff you would do anyway boxing, which is have a wider stance can help, bending your knees so that you're loading, pivoting your feet, shifting your weight. So these are just basically tips on kind of how to punch, I guess. Improved blocking. Okay, so they've made blocking more effective. They made the gloves bigger. You can see that already. These are much bigger. These actually look pretty reasonable. Before we were looking at something close to MMA gloves. These look like they could be maybe 10-ounce gloves. Great. They have added partial blocking. So now punches that come in really close and are grazing your gloves or your arms, this kind of stuff, that you get partial credit. So you don't take full damage. It's pretty cool. Along with the partial blocking, there's new visual feedback. So the color splashes are changed now. You basically get green if you've mostly blocked it, and a bluish, I think, if you've blocked it not quite as much. Yeah, yellow, aqua. Other changes. Okay, so there's a new audio. You'll see that in a second on the dummy. I'll make sure to point it out. It makes a new sound if you are throwing what the game is considering a high effort punch. If you're not hearing that sound, then the game thinks that you are not putting effort in, and you're going to get capped on damage, like I mentioned a second ago. There's a new punishment system that has short-term and long-term effects. So you'll have the graying screen if you're suffering under that long-term punishment, if you've been taking damage like a lot over time. And then you have that sort of narrowing vision on the short-term punishment. If you're taking like a couple of quick combos, boom, 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 and that can rapidly build up and lead to knockdowns. Reduced joystick acceleration when punching, which I think is a great change. Basically, you should not be able to just hold down the stick and punch, punch, punch like at a full sprint. And then improvements to the move-in damage, so that I don't fully understand this one, but moving into a stiff jab will do more damage than rolling into a haymaker. I don't know. Hopefully that's a good one too. So let's go ahead and jump into some testing. First, we're going to do dummy testing to show this body effort system. So you can see we all know and love this dummy, and we've always had force, weak point, velocity, but whoa, body effort. This is how it's determining whether you are throwing what you would call an arm punch, which is you're just throwing your arm out there without any body engagement, versus an actual punch with rotation, body rotation. So let's try throwing a little arm punch and see if it gives us body effort. 0% body effort, and you see that's actually pretty fast. On previous versions I might have gotten high damage on that. So there I got 36% body effort. See, I'm just flicking these out with no rotation, not really engaging my body. 66% on that one. Okay, let's try to throw some real punches and see if we can get some body effort. There we go. And you hear that sound? Whoosh, whoosh. Like it's supposed to be like I'm exhaling, like, you know. Okay, so you can see when I'm really putting my all into it, I'm getting body effort. But when I'm not, I'm getting some, but less. So, cool. Seems to make a lot of exploit punches weaker. That only did 37. That's great. So, that's really all I can show on the dummy. Arm punches are much worse. Good punches are still good, for the most part. And let's go ahead, jump into a match, see how the better blocking, the damage, all this feels in practice.
Stop fighting. Box on. You all right? Box.
Ooh, that was a nice combo.
4, 5,
Hope I got
6, 7, 8. You okay? Okay, get ready. Let's go. Okay? Okay, ready? Box on! Ladies and gentlemen, your winner is the blue corner.